Bring us to number 7. Tennessee State, the Aristocrat Bands. They were also part of the national battle here in Houston. They won their matchup, so they come in at 1-0. They do drop a spot as some teams jump in there and bounce. Bethune-Cookman, the Marching Wildcat. People talk about the fact that they need to travel. They do need to go to some conference games, but they were able to get up there for that Charlotte battle of the bands. They got a victory out of that matchup. So 1-0, 152 points. They were not ranked in that top 7. So they jump in. They were a top 10 team, but they were not top 7. So they were not ranked last week preseason. They jump in at number 6. Now, number 5.
Come on, Mean Green.
Mississippi Valley State made a statement with the size of the band. Mean Green Marching Machine are 2-0 based on their matchups. The question everybody wants to know, will they travel? How long will they be able to stay in the top 7? It doesn't matter for some. They're in there at this point. 156 points. They get it done. And number 4, Texas Southern Ocean of Soul, 2-0, and they're 1-0 in the conference race. They took advantage of the business being in the National Battle of the Bands in Houston. It alternates between Prairie View and Texas Southern in terms of a home program, if you would, being in that matchup, but they showed up and showed out. Then they come back Labor Day weekend at home, and they protect home turf, which the football team couldn't do, even though they had a 34-17 lead, looked pretty good, but could not hold down as they lose in overtime on the field during the first, second, third, and fourth quarters. But the 5th quarter and halftime, marching in, overall grade, on to the Ocean of Soul. They took down Prairie View, Marching Storm. They were not ranked in that top 7. They were top 10 program and not top 7. And number 3, Southern Human Jukebox. 2-0. They will also take advantage of the national battle. They were here. They got 1-0. They went down to Montgomery, got on the road. They tend to do that, support their team. So they're always going to be in the mix. They do have one first place vote, but they fall from the number 1 position in terms of the preseason. According to Herbert, they fall out of that. Because number 2, Norfolk State, the Spartans, jump in here, get love in terms of what they were able to do, getting it done, perform well in the national battle. They also had a matchup first weekend against Virginia State. 2 ranked teams, but it was a mid-major versus major. They get it done in that matchup. 1 first place vote. They do move up spots. Number 1 is Jackson State. They jump up from number 4 in terms of preseason ranking. Number 1, they did win last year, 2022. They won that ranking. And they're number 1 this week. 2-0, 1-0 in conference race. 8 first place votes, 208 points, moving up 4 spots. Number 1, the Sonic Boom of the South, getting it done, getting it done, getting it done. Charles receiving votes, just so you know, is Tennessee State, FAMU, and Alabama State. 133 points, 127, 126. Aristocrat Bands, Marching 100, and the Mighty Marching Hornets. That's your top 7 here, but those teams are just outside. Charles, it's time for you. What do you say about the major division marching sport?
Yeah, you got
to go on the South, ranked number 1.
A couple quick factoids to point out. Sonic Boom of the South. In the first few weeks of the season, they will have taken on the Marching 101, South Carolina State, the Marching 100, FAMU, and this weekend they got this Human Jukebox. They hold up between all 3 of that. That's pretty impressive. I mean, that is really impressive. Take a look at Jackson State. But Ali Frazier this weekend with regards to Jackson State and Southern, the Boombox Classic, some call it. That Spartan Legion, whew, I just need them to get on the road, Doc. I really do. They go to Hampton this weekend. They got North Carolina A&T coming to them September 30th. Very pivotal 2 weeks here. They go to, or Norfolk State plays Tennessee State at Tennessee State. I need the Spartan Legion band to make that trip to the Aristocrat to get that matchup. And then they got a matchup. They go on the road to Howard. And then they get on the road to take on North Carolina Central. I need them at all road games this year. These are very doable. And we get the matchups that we want to see with regards to the Spartan Legion band, because I tell you what, they are an issue. They got sound. They sound even, and a marching style. Announcer with the right amount of petty and PA announcers. This is huge to me. There's a difference between petty and poor taste. Okay, there's a difference between petty and poor taste. Sometimes you can trip the line a little bit, but petty is perfect. And then another big one for me, and nobody's better at it than Southern. They don't sit on their hands during the game. They are engaged in the game. When the band is engaged in the game, the fan base is engaged in the game. So you lose points with me if you just sit there and you sit on your hands, okay? You got to engage the fan base. That's huge for me.
Perfectly said. I'll leave it right there.